Did I say 1,000,000 a day?
1,000,000 a day, 1,000,000 gallons a day. But don't you know that water, clean water, will last forever? It's like, you know, I can't believe anybody could be so stupid. But there are people that are stupid. I'm sorry. It's just stupid or choose not to believe that water is not finite. It's not. I mean, it is finite. It's not infinite. Then the next thing that we're concerned about is the chemicals that they use. And in order to process the silica sand out of the ground, they have to separate it. So a wet plant was built, and then a dry plant was built. The wet plant has a thing called a holding pond, and they put the sand in the holding pond with polyacrylamide. For those of you who aren't familiar with polyacrylamide, they use it in gardens. They put it in our big water tanks. You know how towns have those big water tanks? The purpose is that it makes heavier things go to the bottom so you don't get junk in your water when it comes out of the, what do you call those, Lon? Water?
Flocculant?
It's a flocculant,
Yeah.
but so here's the sad thing. Evidently polyacrylamide is not dangerous, but the moment it decomposes it becomes acrylamide, which is a neurotoxin. And the neurotoxin gets into the ground, it leaches into the land, and if you happen to touch it with your hands, it absorbs through your skin. In addition to that, there's this thing called reclamation. What's going to happen after they flatten all these hills of sand? What's going to happen to the land? Well, our concern is this. You can't grow anything on that land. They've taken all the topsoil off, they've stored it into a pile. In less than 6 months, there's no nutrients left in that soil whatsoever. And they put it back on, and they put discard sand on top of that. Well, guess what? It won't grow anything. I grow trees. It won't even support trees. It will not support crops. So we're actually cutting our noses off to spite our faces. This land is not farmable again. And I wonder where people think food comes from. Do you think they think it comes from grocery stores? I can't believe sometimes how there is no logic in any of this. Well, Bridge Creek, the largest town in Wisconsin, is an unzoned town. And Vaughn will get into the difference between a zoned town and an unzoned town, but you need to know these sand corporations, not the local mom and pop operations, but these big ones like US Silica, High Crush. There are a few more when you go to Chippewa. Pat will tell you all about it. God bless her. She's been in the trenches longer than us. She's been in the trenches 8 years, 4 years before we came.
Yeah, at least 8.
At least 8 years. Anyway, their big master plan, their business plan, knew to pick unzoned townships. And that's because unzoned townships govern themselves. They are not protected by the county. They don't have a land use program, which is zone community does. And so they can go in, negotiate for a permit with the county and a reclamation plan, slap some money on the table for a bond, and start digging. They can't stop